Hello, everyone, and welcome back to CEVO TV. I'm Misled. With me is Metuz, and we are bringing you E-frag.net versus Team Dignitas. Team Dignitas is your T-sided team here. E-frag will be your CT-sided team. Pistol round underway in a best of two. Good flashbang comes out. That is going to have to force Spy Leader back towards the B bomb site. Being in a little bit of trouble here as he's playing alone at B, and Dignitas actually backs up off that one, Metuz.
Yeah, I think they were contemplating just rushing straight through, but then as soon as that flashbang comes through, pretty much just stops them dead in their tracks. The USP one-click potential is so ridiculous as well, as we've just seen from Bubble. He gets traded out from Pimp. This will, however, favor the terrorists. They can now force onto a site 4 players strong if they wish, but instead playing for the slower game, looking for the picks.
Yeah, still trying to find some more. I mean, Bubble down out of the way. MSL is out of the way also. We're going to have that 4-on-4 battle here, and this is the right decision. If they take this up banana, they don't know that because, of course, they don't have wireframe on, or X-ray as it's called now, like we do. So they have no idea that there's only one player there, and it's going to be Spy Leader. So it's all up to him to try and defend for the time being, but he's just going to get rushed right off the bat by Nico, as Dreamer will be able to answer. But, I mean, Victor's coming over. Dreamer's right there. Dreamer will get himself actually 2 now. Victor chimes in. That's going to be 4 frags in total. It's going to leave AZ by himself here defending this planted bomb at B, as all 3 E-frag players are going to rush up. He's going to have a tough battle here. One hits directly onto the bomb. He's got 2 players cover him. Victor cleans that up. That's going to be the pistol round going to E-frag from the CT side. That's a good start for them.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. They keep 3 players alive, so that's a 5-7 Kevlar grenade and defuse kit on their side, so it's pretty massive. Now, Dignitas have a choice to make. Do they want to force up with Tech 9s? This is what E-frag would do themselves if they were in Dignitas' position, but with that bomb plant, they could save till the next round and then get AKs with the Kevlar as well. I think it's going to be the second choice there. I think they're going for the AKs. For me, this is the smart play, because it allows you to have a much stronger buy, much better chance of getting yourself on the board early on in the map.
Yeah, so we talked about it earlier, the possibility of E-frag being very aggressive if they drop the pistol round. We're talking about it again, so do you feel that early buy coming out from Dignitas? Well, they did get the bomb plant. Are they going to really roll into that, or do you think they're going to just sit back a little more?
It kind of worries me a tiny bit when a lot of teams go for this, like, all-up assault rifle buy, but it looks like it's working out for them, right? They're just pretty much lining up Team Dignitas and wrecking them. They do lose 2 players, though, so that's a lot of damage done from Dignitas. Yes, they lose the round, but that's 2 M4s dropped. So that it's going to hurt E-frag a tiny bit, and maybe not this round, but I'm talking about the next ones. If Dignitas win this round now, E-frag are going to be in a kind of force buy with 5.7s, maybe a Mag 7 thrown in there. That's the issue with going for full assault rifles off the first round, but who knows, maybe if they just completely lock down Dignitas, that's not going to be an issue.
So now we're working our way into round 3 here. E-frag is up 2-0 over Team Dignitas. Dignitas on the early buy. They went for it. 3rd round, they did get a bomb plant. 1st round, they tried to get it the secondary round. They just couldn't find the player that was going to be up into the graveyard or cafe up there. So didn't work out for them, but they do have the advantage here. They do have some utility. Taking quite a bit of damage, though, coming or trying to work their way up the stairs towards mid. I mean, Kyrie B goes all the way down to 63. We have Nico all the way down to 44. MSL's taking about 11 points of damage. Same with AZ. The only one with full HP on Team Dignitas right now is Pimp, and he's at 100, whereas on the other side, not a single point of damage done to any of the E-frag players.
I guess some good news, though, for Dignitas is they still have 4 smokes in place. They still have utility to burst onto a site if they need to. But as you said before, the issue is that they've already took a bit of loss of life, Nico on 44. It looks like they are going to be stacking for the B push here, though, Misled. All 5 players starting to move around to the position now. These smokes are going to make it difficult to push in.
They are definitely setting up for it here. Let's see if they can counteract what E-frag's going to try and do. Here comes some set pieces coming out, and looks like we got 2 smokes, 3 smokes that could possibly be played. Nico having the 2 flashbangs. There's one goes down. Does he use the second one yet? No, they're going to go up, but Nico's the first one to get taken down by Spy Leader, and Victor's in the equation also before Kyrie is able to take down Spy Leader. So they've earned their way into the bomb site. They've dropped 2 players on the round, and Dignitas is having some trouble here. They do get it planted in B, but here comes the E-frag players rotating in. It will be a 4 versus 3 retake attempt here, Metuz.
Yeah, this is going to be hard for them, though. They've only got a couple flashbangs. They do have a defuse kit, but the crossfire is down from Dignitas. Kyobi, though, slightly whiffing his opportunity. Very unfortunate timing. You can see that AZ and MSL lock down the round and keep 2 players alive. That is a ridiculous retake hold from Dignitas, and this is where the issue comes in, right? Now you can see the economy of E-frag is awful because they lost the 2 assault rifles and they replenished them. So they're going to go for the force fight as expected. This is a team that will do this over and over again. This, however, puts them in a terrible position, Misled, if they lose this round 4.
Yeah, this is rough, but that was a great hold there. Again, just to touch on what you were saying, man, MSL really shut that down and did great. I mean, they were down a player. That was a 4-man retake attempt coming out from E-frag. They had the advantage there. They already had a player in construction, and they just got tore up. So already we're going to have Dignitas trying to work their way up. Banana trades going out. It's going to be, so far, even trades, even though E-frag only has players with pistols in their hands. We have AZ still up at 58 HP. Pimp is up at 100, but they have the guns. Any guns that the E-frag players could pick up are locked on Banana right now, Metuz.
Yeah, now this could be a bit of an issue for Dignitas. Sorry, not Dignitas, E-frag, because you can see they're so split up. They have to. That's the way that Inferno works. Both with pistols. This already has been an okay round if you E-frag. The issue is, though, that when the rebuys come in, Dignitas will be in better shape for the next round, whatever happens here, even if E-frag do manage to win this one out. That being said, the bomb's been planted, and now E-frag, they have to wait until both players are in position. If NKL goes alone now, he gets crossfired down, and there's no chance of Dreamer clutching this. They're going to have to wait. AK's been picked up, 2v2 scenario, and E-frag are pushing into the site.
So they're going to work their way in. NKO will be the initial man up. He's right there looking towards Emo, but he does have a crossfire going on between NKL and Dreamer. And, oh, excuse me. Wow, between AZ and Pimp. And Dreamer actually gets a frag onto AZ in garbage time. At this point, no time to get on the bomb. He's just going to exit away, hold on to the AK because he does have head armor, the kit, and a 5.7. So good save comes out from him. Forcing more rebuys onto the Dignitas players is always going to help, because even if you are winning rounds, but you have to continually have to rebuy, that'll help control your economy, then put the other team in a situation where if they beat you one round, all of a sudden now you're onto eco just because you're losing so many guns and having to rebuy so much.
Really? E-frag, really? Another force buy with an MP9? What is this? My brain hurts. Like, you've got no weak players in Dignitas, right? Everyone's got head armor. That MP9 is going to do nothing. Maybe I'll be proved wrong. Maybe E-frag will wreck Team Dignitas now. But for me, that's the kind of stuff I was talking about before, Misled. This is the exact situation they could start playing themselves out of rounds.
Yeah, and this is, in North America, we're kind of more used to this, sadly, because we see this from our methods. We see this from our former Nylums. We see this from our former Exodus Esports. Like, we see this a lot. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. The elevates, like, they do this so much. These force buys where they get themselves in situations where you're like, you guys are down rounds now. The economy is switching to the other team. You can't win this thing because you force bought out. I mean, I could kind of understand trying to force buy a little bit around Dreamer's AK, but I mean, a full out buy with pistols and the 1 MP is not something I recommend, Metuz.
I completely agree with you. I can't really add to that. Now, the issue is that Dignitas are leaving this one really fine. 35 seconds to go. MSL and AZ are both low. Both walk into Bubble's crosshair. He only has a 5.7, though, so you can't really blame him for that.
Oh,
the double
wow.
Kobe from NKL shuts down the initial push now from the terrorists, but they're still trading out. NKL's the last player. He's on site. They know where he was because of where that nade bounced from previously. They knew he was on the site. Dignitas win the round, and even though they do get 2 frags back, Misled, you can see, like, there's only one player now. NKL had, like, $4,000, I think it was. No, pardon me. Streamer that has $4,000. So what? They go for another force buy now? They have to start ecoing at some point. Otherwise, this is quickly going to walk away from them.
Yeah, I like what they're doing here a little bit more now. We're just seeing a light pistol upgrade with a smoke and a flashbang that comes out between them. The smoke guy didn't even upgrade his pistol. He's just sticking. That's going to be Victor with the silent USP. Spy Leader, on the other hand, when he bought his P250, he did buy a flashbang with it. So they did spend a little bit of money. Not a ton. This is by no means a force buy, like in the least. And I like this because you're now getting into the territory where you're on 3-round loss bonus, but still you're going to force yourself into a double save if you don't win one of these ecos. So the force buys are not working here, Metuz.
Of course, and we already discussed as well that this is Dignitas' choice of maps. They start on T-side. This is a great start for them. 3 rounds already, looking like a 4th is on the cards is great. Now, as you said, they only had the 1 smoke. That has been dropped now. MSL just getting the entry onto the site. Spy Leader's not going to be able to do too much from this position. The aim punch is real. And now Dignitas, you know, the next kind of quest for them to complete is win the round without losing weapons. Keep that economy going forward. It looks likely that's going to be the case here as well. So it's looking like it's going to be the 4-2, potentially 5-2. They have lost a player. Dreamer rushes through the smoke. P250 headshot for AZ, but that's all she wrote. 4-2 now the score for the Danes.
Yeah, Dignitas looking good at this point, but economy coming out on the side of E-frag. That save helped them out a ton. The light buy was able to put them back into this round. They're on that 4-round loss bonus, getting a little bit closer to max, but they want to change the tide now. They started off so well, and then after Dignitas was able to win that early buy-up, they haven't looked back in the least bit. I mean, E-frag's been struggling here. The force buys don't help them, but now we're into round 7. Guns up on both teams here.
Yeah, this is going to be a test for Dignitas now, because by and large it's just been this weird back and forth between the teams where one team's had like crappy weapons, the other's had okay weapons. This time we got 2 healthy squads. That being said though, again, it's the CTs that have lost the first frag. I believe that was in mid. That's a bit of a head-scratching moment for Bubble, because that now leaves his teammates in a really bad situation. They're going to have the 2-2 stack, which is all well and good. The issue is now we don't have that sweeper position from Highway, so they're not able to quickly bolster up the defenses on B. Oh, and this could be so bad. Spy Leader's starting to rotate towards A, which leaves Victor by himself for a few moments. But there is smoke down, so that's going to stop the T's from pushing in just for the next few moments.
So they're just going to be sitting here at the top of Banana at the moment, just trying to wait it out. They have put Spy Leader back into the faster rotate position into CT spawn to try and help his teammate Victor over there, but we're going to have Pimp trying to throw some sort of a fake here. Didn't get the initial smoke down. Does that pull the CT player? No, the guys at A are perfectly comfortable at the moment. Off of that, yep, here comes the rotation into B. Spy Leader's going to go on the flank here. Going to try and wrap his way around through CT. Victor does open it up. Spy Leader with a great spray to take down MSL. Victor goes backwards, not risking it, but he does find another shot through the smoke, and actually Spy Leader comes up into water, able to take down Kyreby, and now we have Pimp into a 1 versus 3 scenario, trying to get the bomb down. Victor's going to try and force through the smoke to try and get on him. Can't find him yet, knows where he's planted now. He's all the way back in the new box. Here comes his 2 teammates. They're going to try and do this 3 versus 1. Smart play, able to take down Pimp, and here comes the defuse. E-frag is back on the board, thanks to that buy round from themselves.
Yeah, fantastic work from Victor there. When Bubble dies in the first sort of 10, 20 seconds, I said it leaves the CTs in such a bad position. But full credit to E-frag, somehow bringing it back, getting great crossfires down, and beautiful smoke placements as well. So in some ways, if you smokes down, even if you lose the player, it somewhat evens it back up again. Because, of course, Inferno, the reason why it's such a CT-sided map is because the terrorists have to go into bottlenecks. They have to push through smokes. They have to push through flashbangs. And we saw there that E-frag managed to hold it down. That being said, though, because Dignitas have won the last 4, including a couple bomb plants, they're straight back to a full buy-up once more.
That's going to help quite a bit here for Dignitas, getting that bomb down, get some money into this thing. And again, Metuz just said it. This is a CT-sided map here, so in my opinion, I don't know about you, but for me, it's 5 rounds as a safety net from T-side. I think that's safe. I think that's what you need to have to give yourself some time to work, because bad things do happen on CT. You might randomly drop a round, but anything after 5 is just icing on the cake, and Dignitas is well on their way to try and move this into maybe 6, 7 rounds from the T-side. And with the way E-frag's buying, and if they lose a round, I think that's a big possibility here, even though they're up 2 players into round number 8 now.
Yeah, I fully agree with what you said. I think 5 is the safety net, and Dignitas are just 1 shy of that mark already. So there's a lot of pressure on E-frag. It is quite a sketchy kind of map in the sense that a CT side can start to pull away and get that momentum behind them and pull away with 4, 5, 6 rounds in a row. So I'm not counting E-frag just out just yet. It's still early days, but the early signs not looking good. Good trade out for E-frag, 4v2. MSL and Nico both on full HP, both with decent grenades, but the fact that MSL has just fallen down leaves Nico in such a precarious position. He does have the bomb, but he's being encircled, and he will back himself towards the mid area. 25 seconds. Now going to be coming through short, walking into that pop flash from NKL. His days are numbered, but does get the trade out somehow. 17 seconds, maybe the dream is still alive. Molotov and smoke is going to stop the CTs from pushing just for a few moments, but they still go straight in to the site. Victor gets the frag, and E-frag back to 4-4. 3 players lost though in the process. That is going to hurt their economy a tiny bit.
Yeah, so as you can see, their economy a little bit broken on the other side. They can force a buyout here, and it looks like they're going to want to go for it. So Kyreby is going to have to force. Same with AZ. They're both going to have to force here. 3 AKs will be coming out for Team Dignitas, but E-frag has tied this thing back up. And so we're seeing a little bit of that forceful buys here coming from Dignitas now. And either way you look at it, it does hurt your team if you can't win. Luckily, though, they do have the 3 AKs to work with. Those are going to be their point man. MSL, Nico, and Pimp really need to open things up for the rest of their team to try and steal away a couple rifles from E-frag into their own hands. And they are working heavy towards this B bomb site into round 9.
They are indeed. They have the utility to burst onto this site. And of course, the CZ and the Tech 9 are more than capable of still ripping heads off shoulders at this high level of play. So, as you said, 3 AKs and these 2 pistols definitely could work. I think another reason for this is the lack of economy on E-frag. But here we go, the set piece going in. Dignitas rushing straight through, but into the crosshairs of Victor. He gets traded out, and MSL picks up another frag. So a great entry onto this B site. It's going to be rough for the CTs to retake now.
So it's going to be a 3-man retake attempt coming out here from E-frag. And man, Bubble with a great shot through the smoke there almost takes down Kyrby. We actually have Dreamer committing, the whole E-frag team that's left alive. We're going to have Dreamer, Bubble, and NKL committing here to just saving the rifles for another round. So Dignitas will hit that safety net round of 5. And this is what I was talking about here. The rest of their team is not going to have very good money to buy around these rifles, so they'll probably force buy around them to try and steal a round away. And if that doesn't work, then they're going to be into a very broken economy. Then they're probably going to force again, and this could easily turn into 6 or 7 rounds in favor of Dignitas if E-frag can't win this force buy that they're most assuredly going to go into right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a FAMAS, maybe a full rifle roster for their entire team. With grenades, they are skimping out a tiny bit on Bubble and Victor, but going for the defuse kits across the board. But I fully agree with you. This is the kind of high-pressure situation for E-frag. If you lose this, you know you're onto an eco, you know that Dignitas then get 6 rounds, which is a fantastic half already on the T side, on their choice of map, right, Misled? So you're assuming that on CT side, they're going to have some pretty solid strats. Yeah. This is already quite scary for the Bulgarians.
Yeah, I mean, already 5 rounds here, broken by coming out from E-frag, as I already talked about. And this is Dignitas' map, so E-frag got their side choice on it. And if you come away with a win on T-side, I consider it a win at 6 rounds. 7 rounds, it's a big win. 8 rounds, it's a really big win. Anything after that, you're pretty much just going to absolutely shut down the other team. Even though... apparently, E-frag, or not apparently, they are a little bit more of a T-sided team. Coming back from a large deficit on a huge CT-sided round is going to be tough to make happen, but E-frag does make a smart play here. They actually forced down Banana to pick up some frags in mid. That's going to allow one of their players to rotate out of CT, have a 3-man stack here at the A bomb site, and they're going to try and force their way in anyway. Spy Leader's able to get one, but Dreamer and Spy Leader both fall down, and we're going to have NKL left in the bomb site to try and trade out some frags. Works it into a 2-on-2 as the bomb will be planted A. It's up to Victor and Bubbles.
Ooh, Bubble just ate a grenade there, 18 HP left. He has to wait for his teammate to force on in. That Molotov, not necessarily perfect from Dignitas, but it does enough to keep them at bay for a few more seconds. This is going to be Victor. If Victor can pick up this first frag, they've got a chance. KIB, though, does trade out. There's a defuse kit on Victor as well, so if he can get this kill soon, he's tagging up through the box, gets the frag, and we'll get the defuse. And Misled, we were just talking before about how huge it was for E-frag to keep close. That clutch could prove to be massive for E-frag.
That was gigantic. They need to get those. So if you're going to make those force buys and hurt your economy really bad, I mean, look at the problem, though. Still, they don't have a lot of money to buy into this round, so they're still going to be right on the brink of, if they drop this next gun round, they're going into a save. I still think E-frag is going to pull this match out. I'm still pulling for them. I still think they have it, but Dignitas is definitely not going to make it easy for them here, and from T-side, they're doing absolutely great into this 11th round.
They certainly are. They don't have the greatest stats in Inferno to Dignitas, but they're showing a pretty strong T side so far. That being said, look at this from Spiley. He just peeks around the corner, locks down 3 players in quick succession. It's on Pimp. He's on A. So, I mean, if you had the bomb in this situation, it'd be great, but the bomb's dropped in Banana, so good luck, sir. I don't think you've got this in the bag, though.
No, this is going to be relatively impossible for Pimp here. If he can go and grab a gun for himself and back out, which there's a smoke down, that could help him get a gun, because there should be a rifle right there on that body that he should be able to grab, and I think that's what he wants. Yeah, another smoke comes down. If he could just walk up into it, he's looking for the gun on that body. There it is. He picks it up, but he's a little too close, and Spy Leader will spray him down. That's a 4K in round 11 for Spy Leader, and he just absolutely shut down that banana take from Dignitas. So E-frag is on the right path here, building a little bit of an economy, but still the rebuys are hurting them.
That's very true. They have won 4 out of the last 5 rounds, but 2 of them were at defuses. 1 was an explosion on the bomb. So Dignitas, they may have had a couple moments there of, should we force buy, should we try and crack the economy of E-frag? I like this decision more, though. This is playing safe. They've already got 5 rounds. They're already in position of being fairly comfortable, and they have plenty more time to jump back on, get themselves 6 or 7 rounds here. This should be a round for E-frag, though. It looks like Dignitas may be going for the waterfall approach out of apps. stacking all 5 players. They're going for it. The question is Dreamer going to be able to fend this one off?
He's got that initial cover from NKL, able to get himself 3 so far. Dreamer comes in for the 4th. Only 1 left alive here. It's going to be Kirby, and that is going to beat Dreamer picking that up. So quick mop-up comes out from E-frag to get themselves 7 rounds as we work into round 13 now. But we are having Dignitas going back onto a bye, and that was a round that E-frag needed for their economy. If you look now, they actually have some money built up, so now those rebuys aren't going to be so hard to make. They're not going to be so soft.
I've got to say, that's a fantastic call from E-frag. If that was Spy Leader's call at the start, that's amazing. They had a player there. They're like preemptively saying, it's probably an eco, it could be a waterfall rush. They just set up for that perfectly. Like, there's nothing that Dignitas could do differently there. They just got completely wrecked. That being said, round 13 is a bit of a different story. Dignitas take the early advantage. 2 players die already for E-frag.
Now looking good. Nico's the only one to go down, but they do remove Victor and Dreamer out of this round, so they're setting themselves up here to try and win this, and all thanks to AZ so far. He got both frags, and they're only going to be down, or E-frag's only going to be down by 1 player, as the Team Dignitas is slowing this down, but it looks like they're a little bit heavy towards the A bomb site. 2 are already working up mid. But NKL in a great position here. If he can stay up in the bedroom, and no, it's not going to turn out to go in their favor, as Dignitas again will wrap this all the way back towards B here.
Oh, Spy Leader's thinking about maybe rotating, changes his mind once more. We've already seen that he's put down some pretty crazy spray downs. He peeks out, gets the first frag, looking for the second as well somehow. He hadn't died beforehand, did some damage, but he falls, and now that bomb will be planted for Dignitas. And E-frag, they do have the economy to buy up next round, so I think they'll be going for this. They're going to be moving from different directions. NKL up through Banana, Bubble through CT Spawn. MSL could be the playmaker here, though. He should get the upper hand on NKL. I don't think he'll expect it. There's the pop flash and the peep. Beautiful strats from Dignitas. And our Bubble's like, okay, there's no way I can get this 1v3. I'm just going to save the M4.
Yeah, Bubble in a very, very tight spot here. Has to back off and run away. He would be 1 versus 3. AZ did get a 3K this round for Team Dignitas, so Bubble's going to go for the save. Dignitas not really going for the hunt here. They're just staying together, so they're able to trade out a frag just in case Bubble is waiting for him. But that's going to be 6 rounds now for Dignitas, and anything after this is really going to help them switching over to the CT side of things. E-frag has to pick up these remaining 2 rounds, make this a 9-6 half to give them the best shot they can get at this point to really set it up to try and get the win from T-side.
You did raise a really good point before, though, that E-frag are considered to be maybe a slightly stronger on the T side because of Dreamer and Victor, you know, those 2 key entry fraggers that we were talking about before. So again, like, even if Dignitas do finish on 6 rounds, against a lot of teams that may be enough. Against E-frag, you never quite know. If Dreamer and Victor are performing, they could easily pull it back. So that's the reason why I think this match is so sick, right? Because both teams are capable of doing crazy things.
Very, very true here. We're just going to have to see how it goes once we switch sides. But yeah, I think E-frag, if they can get 9... Dignitas is a strong team no matter what. You can't knock them for that. They're a great team. The problem is going to be how strong is their CT side versus arguably a stronger T side than what they were able to put up. But you never know how that's really going to play out here until we actually get into that thing. And we're still into 14, or round 14. Kirby is the only one to actually take some damage into this. It looks like they want to execute up mid, but good counter Molotovs are coming down. Spy Leader's going to peek his way out through mid, and we're actually going to have Bubble right there too. So Dreamer hasn't given away his position yet, so he's going to stay up there. Bomb's going to rotate back towards Banana with that number 0 man, a pimp, lurking until that happens, thanks to Dreamer. Victor alone at the B bomb site trying to defend 1v2 here. AZ's the first one towards the water. AZ will go down. Now Victor's only got MSL, and MSL will hit the shot, but quickly trade it out. And an 8th round now for E-frag.
Great round. You can see now the last round of the half sees Dignitas in a really poor force by scenario. They have to go for it. Of course, there's no reason to save up now. CZ's, Tech 9's, Pimp could go for an assault rifle. Yeah, he's going to go for the AK with a grenade. So with this mixed match of weaponry, they do have themselves 4 smokes. That's enough to play with. But you're fancying E-frag to take the 9-6 half, which is still a decent half for Dignitas. I mean, if you said we'll give you 6 rounds at the start of T, yeah, I think they'd have taken that with both hands.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would from the T side be ashamed with 6 rounds. You cannot be. If you can get a 7th here from an eco, that's even better. But yeah, E-frag really needs to get this one. And good flashbang comes out. Spy Leader's going to get caught for a little bit, but luckily Victor is there to get 2 of those initial frags. And he's still trying to find another one. Takes down MSL as his teammate goes down. He gets 4. Now he's only got 1 player left. 5-7 comes out. He got to beat AZ, and he will actually get the ace at the B bomb site. E-frag holding it down, making it a 9-6 half. And what looked like Dignitas was going to run away with that, E-frag really battled back well.
I couldn't have said anything more myself, Misled. That's exactly the case. No, it was looking really bad. It was a seesaw of Counter-Strike once again, where Dignitas were looking like they were going to pull ahead. E-frag came back again, though, as you say, no one ashamed on the side of Dignitas. They tried their best. They got 6 rounds on T side. It's definitely good enough, especially if they win this pistol. I think that's going to put them in really good shape. My worry is, though, I said before, Victor and Dream are the 2 key players. Yeah. Victor's got 17 frags, Dreamer's on 12. So these guys have clearly shown up today, and that could be indicative of how they take the T side as well. So again, I think it's a coin flip, right? We kind of said this at the start. It's so close. It's very difficult to call.
Yeah, so it's going to be up to E-frag here to really set the pace, because we know Dignitas is going to be strong here on CT side. They chose the map for a reason. They should have a great one, but it's just going to be up to those players that we talked about, Victor and Dreamer, to really set the tone here from the T side to get things going for themselves. And that's one thing we didn't really get to talk about either that I just noticed. The AWP coming out. We haven't really seen it yet. We need to see that. Who's it going to come out with? Will it come out for Bubble now? I mean, it seems like he's trying to use it a little bit here, maybe warm up with it in this downtime. Is that what E-frag needs? Is an AWP to come out for their side to try and open up that mid lane, maybe get some picks up Banana?
It's a really interesting point you raised, actually. I didn't even notice. I don't think we have seen an AWP in at all, have we, from either team?
I don't remember a single round where we actually had. Their economies were never great, but still, we haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't think the economy really would be able to support an AWP because of how back and forth it was constantly. You know, you had a couple rounds here, a couple rounds there to both teams. Maybe, I mean, Bubble, I feel like E-frag are at their strongest on maps like Inferno, where they go for the full AKs and they use the just the ridiculous entry fragging potential they have with set plays behind it to force on sites. I've always felt like personally that AWP on T side isn't necessarily like guaranteed kills in the respect that you're almost hoping for the CTs to go peeking and make misplays more so than creating opportunities yourself. Like mid is more CT side, I'd say, in the sense of peeking with an AWP. Then again, if Bubble can make it work, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're just going to get loads of frags and just walk away with this. You never quite know with E-frag.
Yeah, you never know. And we actually have a lot of AWPs out right now, and it may mean nothing. It is downtime. Maybe they're just goofing off here, but we might actually see them come out from both teams here to really change the pace of things and see if they can start shutting down the T-sided team, or the Ts can start shutting down the CT-sided team. But we are just waiting on 2 of the players to ready up. I think they were talking about it in chat. Looks like bathroom breaks or something like that for these guys to get in here. But I know me and you talked about it initially. We both kind of think this is favoring E-frag thanks to these 2 maps. After seeing the first half of map 1, does it change your opinion at all, Metuz?
Not really. Because, again, E-frag, their CT side sometimes lets them down for the reason I said, and we did kind of see this with the MP9 buy, right? With that force buy, which kind of blew my mind at the time. I feel like I still would expect E-frag to take this map from here. Especially if they win this pistol. If they win this pistol, I think that gives them a huge opportunity and a big advantage. Going through into Overpass, they're a crazy strong Overpass team this last couple of weeks. So Overpass, I would definitely say I favor them. So yeah, I think it's about the same as before, Misled. I will say though, Dignitas, they can hold their heads high. They perform pretty decently on their T side. So if they start landing some 6 shots, they got every chance at pulling us back as well.
Very true. So second half is now going to start. It looks like E-frag wants to get underway and work this towards B. Does Bubble check the corner? Does not check the corner. AZ will punish 2 players. That's Bubble and Victor. That day just absolutely smoked right there. AZ, what a great play. He's going to rotate out. MSL is going to take up that corner position, but the Bomb and E-frag players are not working towards B anymore. They're going to try to test their luck towards A at the moment.
They certainly are. Now, this could still work for them as long as they can get the first pick onto the likes of Nico, who is peeking mid. This on paper should be Dignitas every day of the week, but E-frag, they still have Dreamer alive on full HP with Kevlar. The issue now, though, is they only have Glocks, and Glocks aren't necessarily the best guns for getting clean kills, and there we go. Great timing from Nico through mid, catches onto NKL, and drops Spy Leader down to 26, and you can almost say, like, this is over. Unless Dignitas absolutely epic fail from this point, which it doesn't look like they're going to, they are going to get that pistol round, which was crucial for them to pull this map back.
Oh, man. What a great shot there at the end of that, Mike Hire, be able to take down Spy Leader. And yeah, that's what they needed. Essentially, at a 9-6 half, if you take the pistol, you hold on for the 2 anti-ecos, you're tied up. You're 9-9. You zero that game out. Then it's just a race to that round 16 or your 16th round in your favor. And Dignitas is on point, at least initially, to get themselves tied up at 9-9 and put a lot of pressure onto E-frag.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta say though, this is great from Dignitas. They can afford to do this because they lost no HP in the previous round, so upgrading to head armor is not a big deal. And because they know E-frag as well, they know E-frag's gonna go for the force. There's no reason they wouldn't. So this is one of the rare situations where I'd say, yeah, for assault rifles, I'm behind that. They've got the MP7 as well. AZ with the first frag. You can see all the damage that's been inflicted onto E-frag right now. They have got a kill back from Dreamer, and they will get a bomb planted. So this is already an okay round for E-frag, all things considered. It looks like they are going to be forced out, though. AZ with the spray through the smoke. Nico finishes it off. Easy peasy. And Team Dignitas pull it back to 8 rounds and only lose 1 weapon, which will be traded out anyway. So they effectively only lost an MP7. That's really not bad at all.
I mean, you only lose an MP7 that you had to rebuy, or a teammate had to rebuy, so you get the round win out of it. So MSL's going to have money. If he wants to buy a rifle here, he can. E-frag spent quite a bit of money into that round. It didn't hurt him too bad because they did get money back from the bomb plant, but still, it's not going to sustain their economy because they're going to go pistol armor again here. And at this point, you have to continue to get bomb plants just to sustain the force buys, and you never put yourself in a situation where we get a real good full buy out of it.
That's the problem, really, in a nutshell. That E-frag have very little room for error now. You either get bomb plants, or you have to be forced onto an eco. So Dignitas, again, it's like they're playing against their opposition. They realize this. They're not going for MP7s, not going for SMGs. And sometimes teams would in this scenario because they'd like to bolster their economy. But you have to play to your enemy's weaknesses. You can see from the positions of the CTs, this is a great position for them to be in, right? They should have all the sprays down. There's no weaknesses on their A defense, and there we go. They lose no players. AZ down to 2, but this is great for Dignitas. You can see their bank balance is building so quickly. Already 6K on a few players.
Yeah, and having good, clean, CT-sided wins is going to be gigantic here. It doesn't matter which map or what team it is, but the good, clean round wins from a CT side is going to prevent the rebuys. It's going to prevent your economy from getting locked down. I mean, I don't think there was a single time where we saw E-frag players with economies where multiple players were over $6,000 after their buys. Like, we never saw that. And getting aggressive here towards Banana is going to be E-frag. They're able to open that up. That'll pull a rotate from A. They don't drop a single player. NKL does go down to 5 HP. In the exchange, Victor down to 70. Spy Leader at 59. And NKL with only 1 HP. Thanks to the spray from Nico, but not quite enough. And E-frag does have control of the B bomb site and will get a plant here.
Another force buy was a Galil and a CZ. They still have both those weapons, but great entry frags. And Team Dignitas, you know, they're pretty much just succumbing to their fate. They're realizing, okay, we can't retake this. Just save the weapons, keep our economy strong. And they will go behind once more. Great entries. And really, that's E-frag in a nutshell on Inferno. They look for the entries. They're not the most flashy team when it comes to strats. They just pretty much work off the idea, we have better aim than you, and we're going to execute that perfectly. And that's what we just saw there.
They shot well, they were able to get in, and that's another good thing. It's not so important on the T side, as it's much cheaper to be a terrorist. Buying an AK is cheaper, that kind of stuff. I mean, you can go without some of your other utility just to grab that AK head armor buy. So it's not as important, but it's always nice to help build up that economy. So if you do drop a random round, maybe you lose 4 or 5 in a row, you get that max loss bonus. And then you drop that round, now you're right into a save. So if they can have clean rounds like that also, it's going to help build their economy and give them a better chance to try and take more rounds away from Dignitas. I mean, they've already taken the lead back away from Dignitas. It's only 1 round. They have to string together 2 here. Otherwise, their economy is going to be back into shambles, and they're going to have to be force buying once again.
I like this from Dignitas, though, trying to play aggressive, using that smoke screen to get some information. Didn't quite pay out for them, but at least they're trying something different. They're trying to keep E-frag on their tiptoes, because the thing is that if Dignitas get predictable, E-frag are going to keep exploiting those weaknesses. So I really like that from Dignitas. No early casualties from either team. Deadlock is yet to be broken. Every single second counts now from Dignitas. You just have to hold your positions. Again, they've got good positions to hold off both sides. Don't make any mistakes.
Still a 5-on-5 here into round 20. E-frag really slowing this down, showing that they are able to play from the T side of things, not hyper-aggressive. They can play smarter Counter-Strike, try and work some angles, see if they can find anybody from Dignitas a little overextended and out of position. Flashbang through the smoke. Does AZ go for it? Nope, just uses that to move, change position here, not allow E-frag to get the advantage, and they're going to push right through the smoke. AZ is going to be there to defend, able to get two. Finally going down. That is going to be Bubble who makes that happen, has a smoke to hide himself as he gets the plant, but it's going to be 2 versus 2 now with Dreamer well away from the bomb site, so he's got to try and rotate over and help his teammate out because it'll be Bubble and Dreamer versus Nico and Pimp as they're both actually rotating their way into the construction right now.
And they know exactly where Dreamer is because of where he fragged. There's only one place he can be. So they should be pre-aiming Banana. They should know he's here. The issue is they've got no smokes, they've got no flashes to stop him from peeking. It doesn't matter because Pimp's aim is on point. And Dignitas just about scraped by the skin of their teeth to bring us back to 10-10. And they have an open play as well. So we are finally seeing that weapon in play.
Yeah, we are now evened up here 10-10. The AWP is going to be on the board. Nico's going to have it in his hands. And as you can see, force buy coming out here from E-frag. They did get a bomb plant, so it wasn't absolutely horrible for them. But it's not going to be the best buy in the world. Not everybody has full utility. They spent as much as they can to try and get this buy off. They're going to try and change this again back in their favor. Try and take the lead as Dignitas did tie it up. And Dignitas playing the top of Banana pretty well so far. AZ doing good stuff, shutting down players through those smokes. That has to help them out a lot.
Go for the double nade as well behind logs. Just make sure there's no pesky terrorists going to peek them. This allows them to push down Banana, get the information, call it out to the rest of the team. However, we've seen E-frag do this a lot, and they typically, at this point, when you get towards 30 seconds, they rotate back through Banana and try and get the entry, and then a bomb plant. That's really where their successes came from. It's been on B site, and Dignitas know this. I'm a bit confused and a bit perplexed as to why MSL is rotated onto A, which effectively leaves AZ by himself. So now if E-frag go for that same strat, and they pick off AZ, it's a free bomb plant and likely a free round.
Yeah, have that one-man advantage right off the bat, be able to get in the site. But it looks like they're relatively committed here to try and force this into A, so Team Dignitas has banked on this well. Nico misses his initial shot. Wow, having some trouble getting that one out. And they are still checking that corner, though. No, they don't check it. They're going to leave him behind. MSL will get one for his trouble before Spy Leader trades him out. Spy Leader pushes, makes it through the smoke, takes out the player, but there's still 2 towards the pit. Now they realize there was an A stack here. If we only would have went B, we would have had a much easier time. It doesn't matter. Bubble and NKL are hitting their shots. Now it's all up to AZ. Already wrapped his way up underneath porch now, working towards the truck. Knows one is in pit thanks to all the jumping. Just has to worry about where the rest are in the site. Now they know exactly where he is. That's going to leave NKL flashbangs and Dreamer flashbang, but Bubble inside the site will hit the shot. That's E-frag up 11-10.
Such a good flashbang used by AZ, by the way, guys. Like, go back and watch that. He flashes off the wall, hits the guy in pit, but also one of the guys on A site, so it's like a 2-for-1 flash. In a 3v1, chances of no clutching are really small. But I've got to give, like, massive props to E-frag there. Winning out on A site, and we called this, there was 4 CT stacked there in good positions, and E-frag still won it comfortably. That's pretty crazy entry fragging. It was Spy Leader as well that got 2. Yeah. So, unbelievable play, and that's going to put Dignitas on their back foot a bit. They're not going to be so confident anymore.
Yeah, generally when you jump through a smoke near Moto and there's a guy set up like Nico with an AWP in library, you're not going to win that flick battle, but somehow Spy Leader did, which there was a lot of luck involved with that one. But that was huge, though, to make those 2 shots, first taking MSL, and then being able to take down Nico, that really opened it up, but they still had 2 players to beat at the site. And E-frag did great collecting those frags, able to get in. Now Team Dignitas, their lead is gone. They're down by a round here. They're bought out into this, so if E-frag can win it, we're going to see an eco come out from Dignitas.
Absolutely, and then things get really sketchy for the CTs. But there is a lack of utility on the side of E-frag. Just 2 smokes, couple flashes thrown in the mix as well. Dignitas in good positions once more. This time back to the standard 3 on A, 2 on B. But E-frag, clearly sensing blood in the water, are looking to push through. Nico gets caught in transition, still gets the double spray down. Beautiful spray control. With the last bullet, I think he got the frag onto Bubble. And that pretty much shuts down this push. The bomb was dropped in Arches. It's been dropped again alongside NKL's corpse. And there you go. Dignitas, they just about hold on. They will not be into eco next round. And more importantly, they keep all their weapons alive in the process.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for them. Oh, MSL is going to be on the hunt here. He has to be careful. Both terrorists are right through this door. Sees the first one. Ready, gets both of the shots. Doesn't even drop his rifle. Clean sweep there for Dignitas to tie it back up at 11-11. So right when we think Dignitas is getting in trouble, money-wise, we're like, all right, well, they don't have money here. They're bought out into this round. It looks like they're probably going to drop this one. E-frag has been looking on point. Boom, it goes back in favor of Dignitas. They don't end up having to save. E-frag is in the situation where they should save, but they go for a pistol armor buy and try and make this force buy work for themselves.
Yeah, how many times do people say that about E-frag when you're casting them? They probably should save. Nope, they've gone for the force buy with pistols once again. So it hasn't worked out for them so far. Easy with two beautiful frags. And I've got to, again, praise Nico for that previous round. He pretty much single-handedly won that round for his team on Arches. That was fantastic. Now, the game has been given up. Kiaibi from Dark Room has got the upper hand, gets two, nearly a third frag. Bubble trades him out. And there we go. Dignitas take their lead once more. And because they've won the last two rounds with only losing one player, suddenly their economy is really healthy from just a couple rounds ago when they were looking down and out.
Oh, wow. And again, they're buying huge into this round also with not good economy. I honestly, maybe I missed something. I didn't apparently read it on HLTV, but apparently it seems like Semphis is now calling for E-frag because they're buying every round they have $5 and they're committing to it. And this is worrisome. If E-frag continues to do this, they're not winning these force buy rounds. They're not having luck on them. So, man, this is going to hurt them a lot. And they're going to give this game away if they continue to do this.
Agreed. I can understand it more on T side than CT side, but it's, again, it's the kind of situations where you really are, you're hoping that more, maybe Dignitas make a mistake. That's good damage onto Kiaibi, but Pimp is there. Beautiful double spray down. Again, these positions are fantastic from Dignitas. It's all on Bubble. He gets picked off from Pimp, who gets his fourth frag of the round. And now Dignitas, for the first time in a long time, maybe the entire game, are 2 rounds ahead. I can't remember when they've been 2 rounds ahead before. I think it's mainly been E-frag leading.
They got up by 2 rounds in first half because they won 4 in a row after the early bye. And then after that, it's just been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But yeah, now they're up again. This is the first full healthy lead that they've had in second half. But still, I mean, E-frag, again, still buying armor into this. Given they're evening out their economy a little bit, it wasn't bad. They're not buying out. But, man, Dignitas is looking real good and real healthy right now. And they're looking on point to try and mop this one up here, Metuz.
They certainly are. It's been fantastic from Dignitas these last few rounds. Up until then, it was looking really, really sketchy. I thought E-frag could walk away with this, but full props to Dignitas. And again, we talked before about the way that CEVO works. Every round, every map is so crucial. So even if Dignitas do end up losing Overpass, the fact they've at least got a point on the board to start off their season is pretty massive. That being said, early trade out for E-frag that would normally favor the terrorists, but you can see 2 of their players are tagged up. Bubble only on 15 HP, and it's MSL from Arches, lines them up, knocks them down, and Kale's been dropped, and Dignitas do hold on to round 25, take a 3-round lead, but E-frag should be able to buy up now.
Yeah, to talk about what you were just saying there, a lot of people don't understand it. If you can't win the game, they might be like, all right, we're not going to win this one, no big deal. It's so unbelievably important. If you drop a map, you have to tie that game up to get that 1 point. Because not only are you getting a point for yourself, you're ensuring that the team you're playing only gets 1 point, so you stay even with them. And if you can continually do that to every team that you play against, if not get the win, but get the 1 point out of the deal, that helps out so much just because it's controlling their points also. So maybe you're not going to be able to beat them in the long run, but because you tied them and made them only get that 1 point, imagine they get a loss. Now when we come down to the end of it, because of that one loss they took in all of your ties, you have that 1 point advantage and you move forward into the LAN finals over that team.
That's exactly it. That's pretty much exactly it on the head. And, E-frag have got to have this in the back of their mind. So Dignitas, they're going to be wanting for this win. They're still in this game. E-frag, we're kind of, well, I'm not saying counting them out just yet, but certainly the way these last few rounds have been going, it's been looking like Dignitas should take this first map. If E-frag just get a couple of good headshots and do start to get the ball back in their favor and do start to get the momentum back in their track, they can still pull this one out, maybe take us to overtime. NKL, though, has picked himself off the headshot onto Nico, but there's Pimp once more. Kiaibi, though, has been picked off. Pimp gets the second frag, looking for his third. He's holding down so well on the A side. He's finally been dropped, and that will be a bomb plant to Bubble. And with MSL low, there's a chance he could pull this off, Misled.
Yeah, this is a very manageable 1 versus 2 here. MSL down to 5 HP, AZ at 100. So anywhere Bubble touches MSL, he's dead. He's going to go down, force it into a one-on-one. It's just going to be about finding the quick shot onto AZ to keep himself in this. They're going to take it together, work, try and clear out the pit, make sure no one's there. No one's there. They have to know at this point that he's going to be somewhere over there near either the balcony, or he's going to peek out right there, able to take down MSL, and he will go for the full peek, takes down AZ. They knew he was either boiler room or up in the balcony up there, but doesn't matter. Bubble will hit it, gets himself a 3K, secures the round win for E-frag off of frags there, and they did get bomb plant money for it, so that helps out quite a bit.
Again, the curse of the smoke. When you throw smoke down, it's a lot of players will almost feel like psychologically it's a brick wall. People can push through that smoke, and you can see that the MSL and AZ were both looking towards library side because of the defuse. Bubble peeks out the perfect time, takes them both down. That's a round that Dignitas will be bitterly disappointed they lost, though, because that would have put them onto match point, or map point, I should say. They've lost the first player in the 27th round, and now E-frag, as I said, they can quickly bounce back on this one, get the momentum in their side.
Yeah, this is looking like we're going down to the final round of this, or we should be going down to it unless Dignitas can win 2 quick ones in a row to not force the final round of regulation. But the way this is going, if E-frag can continue, they got an opening frag, they're working slow off this, they didn't just rush directly into the bomb site, try and force the issue, they're playing smart, playing a little bit slower, trying to see if they can catch another Dignitas member out of position and earn themselves something here. And we actually had Pimp with the op in his hands, and it hasn't paid off, so E-frag, no op has come out for them, but Dignitas has been trying to use it from CT side, albeit not effective at all for them, and they're just trying to hold on here. E-frag gonna work up into A. AZ hits a great shot. Kyreby also, and this is getting blown up. Dignitas is taking control of this thing.
Yeah, they certainly are. Bubble, who was the 1v2 clutcher last round, is your last remaining player in here at the 27th. But there's maybe an element of trying to save this weapon. He's rotating back towards B. He may have enough time to actually get onto this site, but MSL is there just round the corner, and he should get this frag. It's going to be easy peasy. No, he missed a bunch of bullets. I thought for a second there MSL may have just face planted the wall, but still Dignitas have got the 15-12 lead.
Yeah, it's going to put them on map point on map 1. As you can see, E-frag is going to have to force buy here. They're comfortable in these scenarios. They don't care about force buying. Especially if it's going to put the game on the line. So now they have to win every single round from here on out to force overtime on map number 1 to hope to try and win this. But, I mean, on a force buy, we haven't seen them have luck with it yet. Even force buys with some rifles on the board. A pistol buy here should mean an easy mop up for Dignitas. Walk away from this with a 16-12 victory. And then we have to start worrying about map number 2, which is actually E-frag's choice, which is going to be Overpass. And you talked about it a bunch. They're really, really good on Overpass.
They certainly are. And that'll be in the back of Dignitas' mind, so it's super, super important they can close out one of the next 3 rounds. I think Dignitas have done a great job of dictating the pace on their CT side. E-frag are normally a very aggressive, explosive team, will go in for the fast pushes. They haven't really got any luck from those fast pushes, and we can see here why. Because Dignitas are maneuvering themselves into such good positions to get the crossfires down, that E-frag, the only real rounds that they've won on the T side have been like slow ones, last 20, 30 seconds, which is completely different to how they'd normally play. So with 50 seconds, it's all on Spy Leader and Dreamer to save this map for E-frag.
Yeah, they do have that one rifle picked up by Spy Leader. He's got a body armor, 2 flashbangs, and the bomb on his back. Dreamer has just the Rec 9, a flashbang, and a smoke. So they're going to initially try to walk their way in towards the B bomb site. Re-smoke goes down. Nico playing very passive towards the garden. And we actually have his teammate all the way in the back at Newbox. That's going to be MSL. Nico will go down. MSL is able to hit the shot onto Dreamer. So it's up to Spy Leader now. Hits the dink. Down to 41 HP. Trying to find the shot around the box. MSL taking a ton of time up here. And MSL will secure it. Gets himself the 4K. Dignitas will take map number 1 into the tune of a 16-12 victory. And what was looking like E-frag came back very strong first half. They were looking really good. Second half, it started out kind of in their favor. Then they had some run of good luck, getting a couple rounds in a row. And then Dignitas just played shut down at A for those 2 rounds. And that just completely blew things up.
E-frag, a team that are normally fantastic on T side, only got 3 rounds on their T side there. So that is, if that doesn't tell you how good Dignitas just played in their defense, I don't know what does. They were fantastic. As I said, their positions were great. They kept unpredictable as well. They weren't just in the same positions every time. They were mixing things up, and that really threw E-frag off. You could see a couple force buys that maybe shouldn't have been picked up from E-frag, but that's their style. That's how they play, right? So you can't really necessarily knock them too much. And this is a map in Overpass is a map where force buys, I do feel, actually help out the T's a lot more, because it's more of an open map. There's more open areas as well.
Yeah.
So again, that's one reason why I think E-frag like Overpass so much and why they tend to decimate teams quite a lot on this map.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact is the pistol armor by Rush B is so strong. It's unreal. You're able to just make it right through Monster with one good flashbang. You're probably going to flash yourself a little bit. You have to commit to that. But, I mean, you open up the player that's either going to be a Toxic or in water. Then you're just worried about the Heaven guy, if they're even playing a Heaven guy, if not down towards Graffiti. But either way, pistol armor forces on this map from T side towards B are very, very strong and very effective. And those rounds get won a ton by T's. So this is definitely a map that is going to really play well to E-frag style of gameplay from the T side.
Definitely. And again, E-frag like B, I would say a whole lot more than A on this map. They typically go for the B pushes a lot more. On the flip side, though, Toilets, bathroom is also an area where pistol force buys and having the weaker weapons, as it were, can do great work at close range. They're claustrophobic environments. If you get a couple good flashes, a couple good pop flashes, you can still force through onto the A site. So again, my prediction here is that E-frag should win out Overpass fairly convincingly. Dignitas, though, especially on the second half of Inferno, look fantastic. So I think this is going to be another really close map.
Yeah, and one thing, too, to mention here, Dignitas did pull out an AWP on the last map. E-frag did not pull out an AWP. So look for Dignitas to do that again. Probably put somebody upper park or maybe sitting back towards bank to watch the steps coming up into the A bomb site. And I think E-frag, once that starts to happen, I think they're just going to ignore A altogether and just focus all their attention on that B bomb site and just really abuse the fact that that AWP is over at A on a hard rotate.
Yeah, also Bubble will use AWP on this map, 100% from E-frag. He uses AWP every single time I've casted them. So this is going to be another map again. I think AWPs are definitely more required on Overpass. Inferno, I think, is kind of it's a split decision. You can either go for it or not. It helps for some AWPers like JW, for example, loves using the AWP on Inferno. Not so much for the likes of Bubble and Pimp. So we're just going to have to see. But on Overpass, I would be very surprised if we do not see AWPs picked up for both teams. Then again, if we get this back and forward seesaw Counter-Strike, maybe their economies aren't going to support an AWP. We're not going to see one. Or maybe it's going to be glass cannon and you just get wrecked from a couple of pistol headshots. So who knows?
So what we're waiting for now, guys, is all the players to ready up here. I'm assuming bathroom breaks, smoke breaks, whatever they have going on. So we're going to be on a little bit of a break ourselves. We're going to throw it to a commercial. But as soon as all the players are into the server and readied up, we're going to have efrag.net versus Team Dignitas, map number 2 in a best-of-2 series here for your CEVO Season 8 MLG Pro League. We'll bring this thing live, so bear with us. Once the players are ready, we'll bring it back into the game. So enjoy the break. We'll be back.